Hello, my students. How are you? Right. We're gonna crack this question. It's a very short one to find an equation of a line called L. Okay, I'm gonna read the question, but before we answer it, we're gonna delve into some salient points, some very important points you have to bear in mind anytime you're faced with this sort of a problem in mathematics. Based on the algebra. So this is simply finding the equation or an equation of a straight line given two coordinates. So you've been given two coordinates and you have to find the or an equation of the line. So let me read the question quickly, then we will go into delve into it a little bit about the things that you need to understand, the fundamentals of getting this y is equal to mx plus c equation. Right. Okay, the question says a line L or the line L passes through the points with coordinates 0, -2 and 6, 1. A. Find an equation of the line L. And B. Find an equation of the line that is parallel to L and which passes through the point of coordinates 4, -2. Okay. Right. So we're gonna note a few points that are very, very important. So first, working any problem to do with linear equations to find an equation of a straight line, and working around this universal equation of a straight line y is equal to mx plus c. And what you need to take note and work from that angle, and the rest will follow gradually. Okay. I'm gonna go through these arbitrary points that I made myself, but before then there are some points that you need to take note of. Right. Equations of straight lines are in the form y is equal to mx plus c. As a universal standard, this is what you work with. At the O level, all that you need to know is y is equal to mx plus c, where m and c are numbers. Note, m and c are numbers you need to evaluate, you need to find if they are not given. And the question will show you how to find them. If they are given, then the question wants to test your ability to find other variables in this simple linear equation y is equal to mx plus c. I'll come to that when I go through the explanation I've given, but this is something you need to take note. M is the gradient of the line, and C, M is a gradient. I'll show you how to calculate the gradient, which is the change of the y over the change on the x-axis, the change on the y-axis, the vertical axis, over the change on the x-axis, the horizontal axis. Okay, that is the gradient. C is the y-intercept when x is equal to 0, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. Where the line crosses, any line crosses the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So C is when x is equal to 0. If you have the y value, that is the C. If the question gives you a point that is x is 0 and y is something, the C is the value of the y. That one is straight away given to you. So if you have the equation y is equal to mx plus c, you've already been given the C. Remember that if you are given any coordinates on a straight line in a question and you are asked to find an equation for that straight line, and you have a coordinate that the x value is 0, the y value of that point is the C. Take note. Alright, note this very well as well. If you are given the equation of a straight line and there is a number before the y, whether 2, 3, 4, whatever number is before the y, whether it's 5y is equal to mx plus c or 2y is equal to mx plus c, what you need to do is to divide everything by this number to get y by itself. Y need to stand alone so that you can see what m and c are, because the universal equation is y is equal to mx plus c. So y has to be standing alone. Take note, by itself, the coefficient of y must be 1. But it shouldn't be any number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, in front of y. The y has to be standing on its own. Okay. Number 2, parallel lines have equal gradients. If the question tells you that there is another parallel line to maybe a question in A, and the B saying there is another parallel line to the line in A, it's already telling you that the gradient that you know of the first line is the same as the gradient of the second line. Parallel lines have equal gradients. So you know straight away that if you are going to calculate or you're going to evaluate an equation for another line as y is equal to ms plus c, and it's parallel to another line you know the gradient, then the m has been given to you in the first line or from the first line. Take note. Finally, before you can write an equation or any equation of a straight line or any straight line, you must evaluate, find the numerical values of m and c. You can never write an equation for a straight line without the exact values of m and c. The only variables that must be in an equation of a straight line is y and x. You need to find the values of m and c. Alright, now let's go through this. I'm giving you the foundation of linear straight line equations, linear equations. It is very straightforward. For instance, if you have two arbitrary points like A, I'm giving you looking at the variables that have been used constantly. You know, A has coordinates x1, y1, and B has coordinates x2, y2 to find the gradient m of a straight line with these points A, x1, y1, B, x2, y2. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Note very well, if you start with y2, you have to start with x2 as the numerator. So it has to be y2 minus y1, x2 minus x2 over x2 minus x2. If you start with y1, if you use the coordinates of y1 minus y2, then the denominator has to be x1 minus x2. If the numerator, like the y, start with y1 minus y2, then the denominator has to start with x1 minus x2 and vice versa. Alright, but this I chose to write y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then eliminate equation number 1. This implies, then you simplify it, then you spread it out. This is where you come and get this equation mx plus c. So y2 minus y1 is equal to, into brackets, m into brackets is equal to m into brackets x2 minus x1, equation 2. So assuming that point A is equal to 2, 3 and point B is equal to 4, 7, given the exact coordinates. Now from 1 you can find the gradient m as 7 minus 3 over 4 minus 2. You could easily have done it 3 minus 7 over 2 minus 4. The first one, you get 7 minus 3 is equal to 4, and so it will be over 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. The second one, you could easily get 3 minus 7 is equal to minus 4, then 2 minus 4 is equal to minus 2. Then the negatives cancel each other, so it doesn't matter whether you change it either way, but make sure that you do it the right way. So the gradient m you find to be 2. Now you put 2 into equation 2, right? The general equation of a straight line is y is equal to ms plus c. So the change in y, or any value of y, is equal to any point on the axis y, right, is equal to 2x minus 1. How did you get the minus 1? Now I'm going to show you how you got the minus 1. So now the standard equation is this. So now if you have to pick any point, right, in the equation. You have to pick any point in the equation. So this one, let's see, you pick any point in the equation. You pick any point of the straight line. For instance, the values that you've been given, a is equal to 2, 3, put x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3 in the equation. Then you can find the value of c, because you know m already. So from equation number 3, put m is equal to 2 and x is equal to 2 and y, that means you're putting point A into the equation because you already know the value of m. You want to evaluate the value of c, right? You want to evaluate the value of c. So, and y is equal to 3. You get 3 is equal to 2 times mx, so 2 times 2 times 2 plus c, because you know all the values here. The only one you don't know is a c. So you get c is equal to minus is equal to 3 minus 4. Then you get c is equal to minus 1. So that is how come you get hence c is equal to minus 1. That is how you come and get c is equal to minus 1. Okay, I skipped, I missed those steps, so I just put them in there for you. So the general equation of a straight line is y is equal to ms plus c. That is the standard. So in equation number 3. So from equation number 3, you put m, that is the value of m you've already calculated. And then you know one point on the straight line is a, 2, 3. You put the value of x is 2 and y is 3 into it because you want to find the value of c. When you know the value of y, you know the value of x, you know the value of m. You can find the value of c. But some questions make it very easy for you, right? Where the value of x is 0, then y is equal to c. If you put x is equal to 0 into this equation number 3, you straight away find the value of c is equal to the value of y. That is what I said when the straight line cuts the y-axis where x is equal to 0. Y is always equal to c. So when you're given a question and straight away you see that a point on the straight line has been given as the x value is 0, you know you already have your c. Don't think about it anymore. Your c is found. You now need to go and find the gradient m, and then you can write this simple equation down. Y is equal to ms plus c. It is that simple. Okay. Right. So that is done. That is how you find the equation of a straight line. Okay. So I hope this is clear enough. If you have any other questions, let me know. Alright, now let's go to the question itself. It's a very short question, so It's not going to take much of our time. The question itself says that the line L passes through the point 0 minus 2. So like I was saying, we've been given one point at 0 minus 2. So straight away, without thinking twice, you know that C is equal to minus 2. So let's go on. And point 0 minus 2 and point 0 minus 2 and the other point is 6, 1. A, find an equation of this straight line. So now from the question, you straight away know that C is equal to minus 2. Now you have to find the value of M. You have to find the value of M, and then you're done. You can write your equation y is equal to ms plus c with the exact values of c you know and the value of m you're going to calculate. So given the coordinates, of points on line L as (0, -2) and the other one is what? The other one is 6, 1 and 6, 1. Gradient M is equal to, so now like I said, you need to make sure that the values that you put together correspond to each other. So you take the first value 0, the first point 0 -2, so the y coordinates for that point is -2, so you put the -2 there, -2, then the y coordinates for the second point is is 1, so -2 -1, then the x coordinates is 0 -6, right? You could have easily gone the other way around and so and said and use the coordinates of the second point. Starting with the coordinates of the second point, you can say 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus -2, 1 minus -2 is +2, right? You see 1 minus -2 is +2, so you don't even need to 1 minus -2, it will be +2, okay? Oh, look at what I've done. I need to put this value inside it. 1 minus 2. Then the down one is 6 minus 0, right? So it's 6 minus 0. And they're both going to give you the same answers. This is minus 3 over minus 6, and this one will be 3 over 6. So minus 3 over minus 6 is, the negatives cancel, it will be the same as 3 over 6. Okay? It's 3 over 6. 3 over 6. So this is the gradient of this point, which is 0.5. You simplify it, you get 1 over 2, 1 over 2, which is equal to 0.5. So that's the gradient of that line L, right? Now you know the gradient of the line L. So you need to put it in the equation y is equal to ms plus c. And you know c already, right? So you can write that since you can write that y is equal to mx plus c. You can write up putting x is equal to 0 and y is equal to minus 2 into y is equal to ms plus c. C is equal to minus 2. If you want me to simplify it further, I mean, I could do that. It's, you get minus 2 is equal to 2 times 0 plus c hence c is equal to minus 2. Okay. So now you got your c to be minus 2 and you got your c to minus 0 minus 2 and you got your gradient to be 0.5. So you can write, therefore, you can say therefore an equation for line L is equal to an equation for line L will be given as y is equal to 0.5 x minus 2. That is the equation of the line. And that is done. So that is A, and then we go to B, question B. B. Right, B, what does it say? B, question B says that find an equation of the line that is parallel to L and which passes through the point through the point 4 minus 2, giving you the coordinates of that point. So now, if it's parallel to line L, that means the gradient is the same. So the gradient m is equal to 0.5 as well. So now all that you need to do is from the same equation again. So now given that point 4 minus 2, sorry, 4 minus 2. Given that point 4 minus 2 is on the line, y is equal to mx plus c on the line, and sorry, given that point 42 is on the line and m is equal to 0.5, right? Y is equal to ms plus c. Now you want to find the value of c. Now you have y, you have x as a point on the line, and you have the gradient. So all you need to do is to make c the subject of this equation, universal equation. So given that y is equal to ms plus c, c is equal to y minus mx. C is equal to, put the values of y there, minus 2 minus 4 times 0.5. It's like, what 0.5 is half, so you're going to get is equal to minus 2 minus 2 is equal to minus 4. So now you have the value of C as well. You know the value of M. So you can write your equation. Therefore, an equation for line parallel to line L is y is equal to, now we know m to be 0.4, 0.5x, then you know c to be minus 4. So this is the equation of the line parallel to L, okay, with coordinates one point on that line as one point on that line as 4 minus 2. That's it. I hope you get this one. Alright, if you have any further questions, let me know.